Welcome back, YouTube. General Soul back with Lunar Eternal Blue Remastered. We're here at Grandpa Gwen's home where Leo is here talking to him. And as we're going to quickly learn, Leo is kind of an idiot. So apparently the destroyer is going to be just north of us. We're in the Salian Desert, by the way. And the blue spire, which is just north of us, is apparently where the destroyer is coming from. How he knows this, I don't know. You know, Leo, if you'd shut the fuck up and open those big ears every once in a while, you might learn something. Arrogant doesn't even begin to describe Leo. Stupid is another one. Moronic is another way. But anyway. Yeah, something's going on, but it doesn't pertain to us at all. Anyway, now that our Leo's gone, what do we have to see? Grandpa, you better have your pants on this time. What? Yeah, it's kind of hard to miss. Even during bright daylight, you can kind of see that. So go into the blue spire, or blue spire from the blue star. Lots of blue in this game. Uh-oh. That may not be good after what Leo said. But, rules of JRPGs. We've been told not to go somewhere. We just saw something happen at that place we were told not to go. Thus, we must go. Obviously, it doesn't matter what you pick because it's basically the same thing. Let's check out the blue spire. Let's check out the light. Alright, so to move on with the story, we need to go to the basement to get a new weapon from Gwen. He does mention that there are lots of books. I will go ahead and read over them. You can choose not to if you don't want to. We can verify that a lot of the information in these books are 100% accurate because a lot of it actually talks about events that happened 1,000 years ago. What happened 1,000 years ago? Oh, right. The story of Lunar the Silver Star story. Anyway, once you are done reading or just not reading, open the chest. We will get another dagger, the Ancient Dagger. This is a better weapon for Hero, so go ahead and equip it to him. If you do not equip it, your grandpa is going to tell you to make sure to equip it. Just like with our current dagger, it will give us an extra attack, so we still have our 2 attacks so long as we have a dagger equipped. Go up and talk to your grandpa, and we are off to the Blue Spire, which is directly north of us. Now, we will have Gwen with us for this dungeon only. He is a healer. As you level up, he will gain a couple of status ailments for enemies that will lower their attack and their defense. But for right now, he is just a straight healer. We want to put Gwen in the back and put Hero around the middle here. And let us go. So, once again, go around and north. And we will quickly see the Blue Spire. There's the Dragon Ship Destiny in the middle of the ocean. But here is the Blue Spire. Walk on forward. And, okay. Those statues kind of scared me there for a second. But anyway, once you walk up to the entrance, you'll have this scene. Alright, our first proper dungeon and our first enemy of this dungeon. We have slimes and brain pickers. If brain pickers' mouth on the top of their head are opening and closing like that, you want to use the post sword on them to take them out. The slimes will just do an attack, nothing special. At this point with our levels, Hero will kill one slime with his 2 attacks. If Gwen gets a critical, he will kill one. Otherwise, it will be just at the point of death. And if Ruby decides to hit that one, it will die. But again, we're at the point now where Ruby is not going to attack all the time. So I used the boomerang mostly to save on MP, but it's really looking like either way I'm going to have to spend the amount of MP that a post sword would cost. So if the mouth is not opening and closing like it was, it's like that. It's just going to do a normal attack. So I'm going to focus instead on killing some slimes. And we should be fine here. Ooh, except that I wasn't expecting a critical hit. Okay, let's have Hero attack the brain picker. Gwen, heal Hero. Okay, thank God that wasn't another critical. Because I don't think Gwen would do very well by himself. Alright, so now we're okay. Oh, thanks for helping, Ruby. Yeah, as you see, she's not helping every turn like she was before. And as we level up through the game and get more and more party members, she's going to be helping out less and less. Alright. Now, for this first floor, you see that little blue box in the corner there. There are three or four of them that we need to hit. They will lower them down. Those are switches. The first 3 will actually make a bridge across a gap. And then the 4th one is actually going to open the way to the next floor. Alright, so just giving everybody a quick heal. You don't really need to conserve MP right now. We get an Angel's Tear right there. About halfway through this dungeon, we will get an Athena statue. Those slimes, just basically, they're just slimes. So if you see the little blob of slime, it's only slimes. That's why I'm not showing those. All right, so we've got 2 parts of the bridge. We need the 3rd one, which is up here. And hit this switch right here. And Now we have our bridge across. Now you see that I'm dashing every once in a while. You do have a dash in Eternal Blue. There's a barrier for the next way that we can't get through until we go over here. The dash only lasts for like 2 seconds, and then you have to wait a couple of seconds before you can use it again. So you cannot infinitely dash in this game. Okay, now with the mummies and badge boys, you notice that one is a different color from the others. If you kill that one, it will actually kill all of them at once. So use post sword on the different colored one, and they all die. Not really a threat if you know that trick. Alright, let's move up to the next floor. And just looking at my map here, so we have doors on the sides. Kill you. And I kind of need to heal, so let's use some herbs. Perfect. We got some more mummies. Alright, so go in each door to enter a room with this little orb. Interact with the device under the orb so that the orb lowers down. This is what you have to do in all 4 rooms to open the way to the next floor. Let me just take out these slimes. And next room, there are no enemies inside the rooms with the orbs, but there are 4 orbs. And there are 4 doors in the floor that we're on. So just enter each door, and that's how we get to the next section of the tower. Inside this chest is a starlight. Yes, it will come in handy. And starlights are a bit more expensive than they were in Silver Star Story in this game. But we can't really buy any right now anyway, so that's not really something to worry about. We'll be okay with MP for the most part. Alright, we will go to the right side now. Some more mummies. And here is our last orb. Interact with this, and now continue to the south for our exit to the next section of the tower. For our first dungeon, this is actually a pretty big dungeon. Alright, kill you and step on this for a teleporter to the next floor. And just pulling up my map here for this area. Head north. Okay, so I'm starting to see this, and I actually made a mistake here. So I'm preparing for like a boss fight. There's no boss fight yet. And actually we're about to get our heal statue now. So I just wasted those items, unfortunately. So you do not have to prep for a boss fight yet. What are we looking at? Alright, so obviously use the statue to heal up because we've used up all our MP and wasted a couple of starlights. Head inside. We are now in the Blue Spire proper. Now, we do have new enemies in here. I skipped this battle because there's a better example of the battle right here. So we still have slimes, but now we have magic masks. First turn, the magic masks will lower the defense of one of your party members. For me, they tend to like to go for Gwen. They are weak enough that the boomerang will kill them in one shot, but they're not actually all that tough anyway. They seem to only have enough magic to do one defense lowering spell, and then they will just come in and attack a couple of times. They're very weak. You don't really even need to use the boomerang if you don't want to. You can just hit them normally, but I decided to use the boomerang because it's been a couple of years since I played this game, and I kind of forgot how some of these enemies work. But yeah, if everything goes after Gwyn after they've lowered his defense, he kind of goes down quick, doesn't he? But we should be okay here, especially if Hero hits a critical on one. Yeah, they're dead. And we will gain quite a few levels. You want to get Gwen high enough level that he gets his spell to lower an enemy's defense and lower his offense if you can. In fact, level 10, we just got the one for lowering enemy defense. I think it's level 12 for the offense. Unfortunately for me, I did not get Gwen to level 12. I got him to level 11. So when we needed him to be able to lower offense, he wasn't there. Level 9 for Hero, he learns Squall. This is an AoE wind spell. I rarely use it. It's not that it's a bad spell, it's just I have better things to do. Anyway, we have a Bomb Angel here. Funny how we're getting them this early in Eternal Blue, and they were one of the last enemies we ever fought. But yeah, Wind Spell, it's an AoE skill. If an enemy is green like that when you highlight them, they are weak to that element. If it's yellow, they are neither weak or strong. If they're red, use something else. Anyway, post sword on the Bomb Angel. And then we just, I just always have Gwen wait the first turn so that the slimes come to him, because Gwen does not have enough range to actually go and attack a slime. So I just have him sit back and wait for the slimes to move in, and then next turn Gwen will start attacking. Waste of a critical, but that one wasn't. And, ooh, it's just critical all around. Alright, so I'm just killing all the enemies on this first floor here before we move on. As far as these two doorways here, it doesn't matter which one you take. They both lead to the same place. Alright, next floor. So if you take the north door on the right, that will lead you back to that first floor of the Blue Spire. We have Crystal Knights here. Yeah, it is funny how we're getting a lot of the in-game enemies from Silver Star Story right now. Anyway, post sword on the Crystal Knight. Crystal Knight does have the ability to mute with his attack, so be aware of that. We definitely don't want that on Gwen if we desperately need to heal. Thank you, Ruby. Well, we know we can kill one of them at least. And if we get some lucky criticals, we can hit more. Okay, Gwen will kill him. It's a waste of a critical. Thanks, Ruby. We could have been done if Gwen had gone after the other one. Oh well. Alright, and we'll be getting a lot of herbs dropped on us too, so we'll have plenty of healing. Alright, I believe that is all the new enemies. So, we cannot go through there even though it looks like there's a gap, so you have to go down and around. It does not matter which staircase you take, it will take you to the same area. Those were the Bomb Angels. Okay, so here, if you take the doors on the north, left, and right, that will lead you to some treasure. The middle door in the north is what will take us to the next floor. Let me just use a couple of herbs here. We're kind of getting low on health. So go through left or right first. It doesn't matter. I took left, and there's a chest right here that contains a herb. Just need some paper to roll it up in. And then the right side, we have this chest that contains a healing nut. So we'll hold on to that for emergencies. And then the center door takes us back to the floor so that we can actually clear out the enemies and move on. Yeah, Gwen died that battle. That was kind of bad. And since Ruby is not like Null, she will not revive people that die in battle. That might be why I did not get Gwen to level 12 before our boss fight, because he died once. Alright, we have a chest up here, and this contains a starlight. I'm going to just go ahead and use that on Hero, because he's been out of MP for a while. And that's been making the fights a bit tougher. Not to worry about boss fight, we will have that Althena statue again. Here we get 72 silver. Can confirm that they did not double the amount of money you get out of chests like they did with Silver Star Story Remastered. This Eternal Blue seems to be exactly the same as the PlayStation 1 version of Eternal Blue Complete. Alright, so we are through the dungeon right now. Head on across and it up the stairs. And we are at the just about the tippy top. So Gwen's going to be talking about that there is some kind of hidden passage that we have to find. We're going to separate from Gwen, and I wonder how hard it's going to be to find this hidden passage. I mean, if it's a hidden passage, it must be very difficult to find, don't you think? I mean, it couldn't possibly be just go around the door and north and there's the hidden passage, right? I mean, it couldn't possibly be that out in the open, obvious that Gwen doesn't even think to look there, right? Right?
It's so beautiful. Whoa! Ah! Hero. I'm not feeling so good, Hero. My name is Lucia. I have come from the Blue Star on an urgent mission. This world is currently in great mortal peril, so I must see Althena immediately. Please take me to her.
Do you think she's actually friendly? She does look like she could be some sort of goddess or something. Well, what do you think we should do, Hero? Ruby to Hero!
Amazing. She's the most beautiful girl I've ever seen.
Hero, what's wrong with you? She's not even human! Here, let me tuck your tongue back into your mouth and wipe that drool off your chin!
Hey! Ouch! Knock it off, Ruby!
So this is Lucia, and she's looking for Althena to fight someone called Zophar. Interesting. Uh, well, yeah, it is nice to ask our names before you try to rudely walk off. Ruby, nobody cares. Well, obviously, we wouldn't be here. I have no idea where the goddess is. I mean, for all I know, she's kept Alex alive for 1,000 years, and they just living out in the middle of the woods somewhere. Yeah. But of course, Hero's thinking with his other head right now. And they kind of cut it down a little bit, but it's still there that Ruby is very possessive of Hero, like a jealous girlfriend, even though they're different species. I hope Ruby has never tried anything on Hero. Well, we found the hidden passage. Wasn't so hidden. Oh, you've been looking all over. Did you think to look at this? My future wife? Shut up, Ruby. Now, we will have to walk all the way out of the Blue Spire. But it's not going to be as difficult as it was before because Lucia is the definition of overpowered. Lucia, as we see, she doesn't have any levels, no MP, and she has 777 HP. Lucia is never going to be an actual party member. She will, anytime she's with us, she is a guest. She is computer controlled. We have no control over her. Start heading back down, and we will have some enemies that come up here. And we will see just exactly how easy going back down the spire is going to be. Yeah, Hero, you're going to protect her. I think she's going to protect you. One thing I will say with the new voice for Lucia is I prefer the remake a little bit more because they put this little echo effect with her that made her sound more, just celestial. But anyway, she has the just overpowered magic. She's just gonna wipe everything out. She has 3 spells that she will use. I will show you each spell, and then I will just cut to when we're halfway down for our boss fight. But yeah, I'm gonna fight everything on the way back down to gain some more XP, and it's going to be no challenge. Lucia's just gonna demolish everything. Uh, I mean, that would be one way to actually destroy things is just bring in a beautiful woman that men just, like Hero, just uh, stop thinking with their correct head and start thinking with their little head and will just do anything for the destroyer. I mean, that is a plan. I mean, it definitely knows human weaknesses. Alright, so I will edit out battles until she does a different spell. Alright, so in here, Lucia will use a different spell, Atomic Burn. This one is a single target spell, as you see. It's going to just absolutely destroy whatever the target is. So this gives you a chance to see kind of what we can do. But yeah, Lucia is always going to go first. She is faster and stronger than anything we're going to face. That's going to make this game super easy since she is with us for a good portion of the game. So, alright, so this will be her third and final spell. Here we've seen Plasma Rain, Atomic Fire. How about Thunder Blow, which this one's an AoE. And boom. That is all her skills. So I will see you when we get to the Althena statue. We are back. And once we're here, we have a scene.
These winds, so gentle and calm. Is this the world Althena created? But how? I do not sense the aura of her magic power. Although, perhaps a veil of evil has hidden it away from my sight.
Do you want to know the answer to that, Lucia?
It's so far.
My, sweet princess of the Blue Star. Welcome.
I will never submit to you. What have you done with Althena?
Althena. Sweet Lucia, why don't you ask her yourself? Oh dear, I forgot. You don't know where she is. What a pity.
So far, I will not allow you to corrupt this world. Dragon power, shine forth! Fill me with the strength of ages to overcome the Destroyer! Oh no! What happened?
You can no longer see my powers, can you?
What? I can't. Too strong.
Tell me, darling, was it good for you? Now that I've stripped you of your power, you are nothing more than a helpless bug waiting to be crushed. Save that precious breath, child. You'll need it to find Althena, your little needle in my haystack.
Zofar, you can't.
Well, so that was Zophar, and kind of like with the Magic Emperor and Silver Star story, shit just hit the fan. And now he has cursed Lucia. Lucia is not overpowered anymore. She is now absolutely weak. She has no magic spells. She can't use her spells. She has no HP. She has 1 HP. From now on, until we can cure this curse, basically, she's going to be running away. She's going to be trying to hide from enemies. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the being overpowered while you could, because Lucia is not going to be any help anymore. Now, we come down here. I don't know. What do you think? Maybe he's the Destroyer? Did you ever think about that? Well, you're the one who helped me do it, Ruby, so it's partially your fault. Anyway, you come down here, and this is what I was prepared for whenever I wasted those silver lights before. I forgot that it wasn't until we came back down that this happened. And because Gwyn died that one battle, Gwyn does not have his spell to lower attack. So this is going to be a little bit harder than it should be. When the Guardian is flashing like that, it is going to do a skill that will raise its attack and defense. Use Fractured Armor on it to lower its defense back down. constantly use post sword. Once you run out of MP, just attack. If you have the spell to lower attack, use that next turn. Otherwise, I decided to do another fracture armor to bring its defense down just a little bit more because it did raise its defense. So basically, it does that attack, which hurts like a motherfucker. And I'm just like, please don't hit again, please don't hit again, please don't hit again, please don't hit again. Let me heal, let me heal, let me heal, let me heal, let me heal. Because Gwen seems to be slower than him. We get our post sword. Please don't. Oh, God. Okay, he survived. That's good. That's good. But I desperately need help. I desperately. Oh, God. And now he's swinging his chain. This could hurt, so I'm sitting here like, nope, no, use a herb, bring me up, use a calm litany, because I think this is an AoE skill. And, of course, now Gwen is faster than the enemy. Slow clap, Gwen. Slow clap. At least it wasn't an AoE. And that's weaker than the other skill, so swinging the chain is more manageable than the not swinging the chain. But now you've seen all of the Guardian skills. It will raise attack and defense. You want to counter that by lowering defense and attack if you have the spell. He's going to buff himself again, so we definitely want to fracture armor. But yeah, now he's even stronger, which could be a problem. Alright, we'll fracture that armor again to bring him back down. And Gwen's running out of MP very fast, so let's see. Let's heal Hero. At least this thing is focusing on Hero and not Gwen. But yeah, you see, Lucia, she is no help at all. Yeah, what the hell happened that all of a sudden Gwen became faster? Ooh. Ooh, that hurt. Please be faster, Gwen. This would be a bad time for you to slow down again. But yeah, just keep doing post sword. Heal as necessary. Lower defense. If you have the skill to lower attack, do that as well. And this thing will go down in no time. If you run out of MP like I did, just use herbs, use healing nuts. And here eventually this thing will go down. We're almost out of MP on Hero, so if you run out of MP and it's not dead, just use your regular attacks.
Dodge this!
Alright, we finally beat it, and Hero gains level 12, and Gwen finally hits level 12, and that's when we get Shattered Sword. Too bad we will never see it in action, because we will lose Gwen after we leave the Blue Spire. I'm going back to heal, and I just walked out, killed everything again, and then we have more Guardians. Yeah, this is bad. Unless Lucia just suddenly got her magic powers back, we're not going to survive this because we barely beat one. Okay. And we don't really have magic, so we're kind of fucked, aren't we? Not to worry, though. This is a story battle. You are not expected to win this, but there's Squall, so you can see what it's like. We are just not going to win this. After a turn and a half, the battle will end automatically. This is storyline.
Dodge this!
Whoa! The hell was that? Yeah, was that Lucia? No, it was Leo with the dragon ship Destiny. Alright. Yeah, ego. Nah, not really. I've seen better. Alright, well, you're kind of late. Well, we did kind of see so far. Yeah, well, we tried to tell you things too, and you disregarded, so I guess we're even, aren't we, dumbass? Alright. Right. Right. We're so overmatched here. Did he? Did he really? I mean, we did pretty well without him. Yeah, and brains too. They. Okay, when you try to leave, he wants to know who the woman is. Hero makes a pretty good lie here that gets Leo's attention, so that gives us a chance to escape here because, as we're going to find out, Leo thinks Lucia is the destroyer for some reason. But anyway, that is going to do it for this video of Lunar Eternal Blue. If you're enjoying the walkthrough so far, drop a like. Feel free to subscribe for more. And we need to figure out what we can do to help Lucia with this curse and what it is she's actually here to do. So we'll figure at least some of that out in the next video. See you guys then.